Hello, my name is Sonia, and today we're going to learn how to do this pretty little stitch pattern right here. So you can see it looks like these cute little bows. So let's get started. So I am using an F hook or a 3.75 millimeter, and I have what I consider DK weight yarn. Maybe it's a little bit finer. I lost the label a long time ago, so I really don't know. But anyway, use whatever type of yarn you would like. So this stitch pattern, what you'll need to do is work a multiple of 8 plus 5. So I'm going to do 29 chains because 8 times 3 is 24, and then I'm adding 5, so that makes 29. So 1, 2, 3, 27, 28, and 29. So we have our 29 chains. So to start this pattern off, we're going to work a double crochet in the fourth chain from our hook. So we'll count 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then number 4 right there. Work our double crochet, and we'll work another double crochet in the next chain right next to it. So now we have 3 double crochets right there. So now we're going to chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we're going to skip 5 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then in chain number 6, we're going to work a double crochet. And we'll work 2 more double crochets. And then we need to make number 3. So there's number 3. So we have 3 double crochets. So now we are going to need to chain 6 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we will skip 5 chains again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then in number 6, you'll work your double crochet. And you can see I mark it with my thumb. So there's number 1. We'll need to make 2 more. So number 2, and then double crochet number 3 right in our next chain. Okay, so now we're going to need to chain 6, not chain 5. I was going to say chain 5, no, it's chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but you're skipping 5 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then your last 3 chains, you'll work a double crochet in each of those last 3. Now, of course, you could certainly make this stitch pattern longer if you wanted to make a blanket or a scarf or a wrap, or whatever. You can get creative with it. And we'll double crochet in our last stitch. And of course, if you were making a blanket, then maybe your first row you might want to do just all double crochets across to kind of establish like a border. It's completely up to you. So to the next row, row 2, we're going to chain 3. We're going to turn our work, and we are going to work, this will count as a stitch right here, work a double crochet in the next double crochet, and then another double crochet in our next double crochet. And we will chain 6, 5, and 6. Now this is a pretty easy stitch pattern, so if you are a newer crocheter and you've got the basic stitches down, this would be a great stitch pattern to try out. It looks pretty and it actually goes pretty quickly. Once you get going on it, it works up pretty fast. So we have our 3 double crochets there. We're going to chain 6 again. Here we go. Untangle our yarn barf. It's always a good time. Alrighty, so now we're skipping these chains here, and we're going to work right in the next double crochet and work our 3 double crochets. So just right on top of each other, like so. And we're going to chain 6 again. Alrighty, and then we'll work in our last 3. And our skip chain 3 did count as a stitch, so you do want to work in there. So don't forget. And we're going to work right in our last stitch, right there. And we've completed row 2. So now we're going to do row 3. And we'll turn our work, and we'll double crochet in our next stitch, and double crochet in our next stitch here. So we have our 3 double crochets on the end. Now what we're going to do is we are going to chain 3, and this is the fun part. And we're going to single crochet all around these 2 chains. So I'm going to single crochet around those 2 chains. Just like so. Untangle the yarn barf again. Alrighty, so then we're going to chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then work our double crochet in our next double crochet, and the other 2 double crochet, and we are back to our chains. So now we are going to chain 3, and we'll single crochet around these 2 chains again. So pretty easy, but just creates a pretty effect. I think it looks like little bows. I love bows. So I think this is a fun stitch. It's I would consider it a lace type stitch, but it's really simple. Some people get a little scared about lace, and really lace is just, crochet stitches. Usually it's done in, thinner yarn and smaller hooks, but really it's basically, made up of just basic crochet stitches in different combinations. So we're going to chain 3 again. So I wouldn't be afraid of lace. And we'll chain 3, and we're going to work our last 3 double crochets, and we have completed row 3. Make sure you work in your last chain 3 stitch, and let's take a look. So we have worked our little bows. Sometimes you might want to just arrange them a little bit so that they're centered. So now we're going to work row 4, and we're basically starting over again. So 1, 2, 3 for our next set of bows, and we'll double crochet right in the next double crochet, and in the next one, and then your next stitches. I need more. This yarn is kind of giving me fits today. All right, so we're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going to skip this bow right here, and we're just going to work our double crochet in the next. So the first row, I think, if you're working straight off a chain, is probably your trickiest. Now if you were making a border of double crochet first, then instead of skipping chains, you would skip the double crochet stitches. So we're going to chain 6 again, So there's 6. Work your double crochet stitches. And then we'll do the final chain 6 to complete this row. And then work our last 3 double crochets. And then we will work our next row, and it's just going to be a repeat of what we just did. So you're chaining 3, you're turning, working your double crochet in your next stitch, and in your next stitch, and then you will chain 6, and then work double crochet in your next 3 stitches. So again, this is a great stitch pattern for beginners. It's just utilizing double crochet stitches, chain stitches. Oops, that guy didn't want to cooperate. So get in there. There we go. Really, I know how to crochet. So we are going to chain 6 again. 6 and work 3 double crochet. And I probably won't use this yarn again for a demonstration or video because it is driving me crazy. Doesn't come out of the skein of yarn very easily. So we're going to chain 6 again. And then work our last 3 double crochets. Okay, so now for the next row, we're going to make our little bows again. So we need to chain 3, turn our work, double crochet in the next stitch, double crochet in the next, and then we'll chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and we're going to single crochet around these 2 chains to create our little bow. Chain 3 and work our double crochet stitches in the next 3 double crochet. And chain 3 again. Yeah, this stitch pattern is very nice because you don't have to think too hard about it. So we're chaining 3. So it'll be one of those great stitch patterns to watch TV, watch a movie. You don't have to put 150% focus on it. Some stitch patterns are really intricate and you know, it can be easy to miss, but this one you can be a little bit more relaxed about. Alrighty, so we're going to chain 3 and complete our last bow. Work around our chains with our single crochet, chain 3, and double crochet around the last 3 chains. Or not last 3, yeah. Double crochet around the double crochet in the last 3 double crochet. Yes, let me get it right here. All right. So now we have completed 2 sets of bow stitches. So this row is your first set, and then this this section is your first set of bows, and then the next section is your second set. So let's say you were going to make a blanket or something out of this and you want to finish it off, and you did have a border of double crochet. So if you started your row of double crochet and then you wanted to finish up. So what you would need to do, because you only skipped 5 stitches here, so when you work your next row you would chain 3 like normal, double crochet in the next 2 just like normal, double crochet again, and so that the numbers match up, what you'll need to do is chain 5 instead of 6, because you're not going to be creating any more bows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 chains. Let me get my naughty yarn here, it's driving me insane. Okay, so then we've chained 5 instead of 6 because we're not doing any more bows. Then you would work your double crochet and your next double crochet just like you normally would. And then we're going to chain 5 again. And then work our 3 double crochet. So there's 1. So it's all about the math when you're doing patterns and things. You just want to make sure the math adds up, and also that your project, you know, doesn't look lopsided, or, you know, one end is longer than the other. So we're chaining 5 again, or it's wider on top, and, you know, unless, you know, if you're making a shawl or something, and obviously you need to make it grow into that, you know, if you wanted a triangular shawl. But if you were making a blanket, you want it to be, you know, either square, rectangular. You don't want a wonky looking blanket. So we're going to double crochet in our last, like that. So let's say, you know, you were finishing this off with double crochet. So you would chain 3, turn your work, double crochet, and then you have your chain 5. So what you could do is either, you know, double crochet around the chain, or probably if it was me, I would double crochet in the chain. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then we need to do 2 more, 4, and then 5. So then you've worked your 5 double crochets in the chain or around. It's completely up to you. I mean, you could certainly have a different border too. I'm just giving a suggestion here, and just as a reminder to make sure that your math is right, so that your pattern would look right. So we have 5 double crochet here because we've only skipped 5 chains here. So then this section here matches this section there. So that is this stitch pattern. I hope you like it and hope you have some fun with it. And thank you so much for watching.